It's 18.
Down the sidewalk here? Oh, all right. Just kind of. Oh, right here. All right. Hey, Jen. All right, and then down this way. Okay. Yeah. Come here, you. You want to walk? Come here, you. All right. Fred, you want to be in the movie? Come on, Kate. Okay. I think they may show it on TV. I don't know. They're going to show it to other groups. If they showed it, it'd probably be on 56.
I don't think Kevin will. I mean, not Kevin. No. You know why I hate 56?
So, yeah? That's one of my
Because we don't
favorites.
get in very good.
Oh, don't you?
Nope.
Pretty good station, though.
Okay.
I like it. They got good movies. They got Sesame Street. They can't be all bad. Come on, hon. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Sometimes he's talking and you don't even really know if he's saying live or talking. Hey, Jen.
Mark. 18. Mark. 23.
Okay.
Come here, Sarah. Come on. Come on, sweetie.
Ride a little faster, Jen, honey. That's the girl. That's the girl.
Sarah, come on. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. Everybody off.
That was the people walking them down the street, and then some cutaway shots, some houses across the street with just some background ambience.
meets on Monday night, and we want to advise everybody to turn on their lights on Devil's Night.
Oh, okay.
We love your street and all the nice lights here. Would you see to it that someone in the house gets that?
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Have fun racing.
All right. That worked out real well. And Mark, you want to do it?
Marker.
Sure.
Detroit, Detroit, my home. 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 Detroit, Detroit, my home.
Good. All right. Yeah, you want more?
So, Ron, give me a marker here.
Okay.
You need a clap, just a hand clap marker.
Mark.
While you're here,
Mark.
And the thing about the kids.
and be loose, you know, and talk to your kids while you're talking to us if you have to. Just don't worry.
I'm sure we'll have to.
I never tried to turn it over.
Casey,
Come here, Case.
come here, honey.
Go get the dog.
Come here, Case.
Peter, what'd you move here for?
We lived in the suburbs before and rented a house in Royal Oak and only knew two neighbors just very peripherally. And
Another one.
Rolling. Marker.
Mark.
Tell us.
Okay. Prior to moving here, we had lived out in different areas of the suburbs.
Start again.
Okay, prior to deciding to move here, we did live in several suburbs, and one of the things that we didn't care for there was that we really didn't get to know the neighbors at all, and there wasn't much neighborhood cohesiveness.
Yeah, we wanted our kids to grow up in a stably integrated area, and this has been a stably integrated area for quite a while. And yeah, it's just real nice. There's just a real diversity of racial and other types here. That's just it's kind of nice. It's interesting.
Explain why you thought that was important. I mean, did you think why did you want them to grow up there?
And
11th speed.
Mark.
Continue.
Might back up a little too.
Continue about why you think it's important.
Yeah.
Back up to that.
All right. Racially, there's it's probably our neighborhood is probably roughly 50% black, and there's
Important about it.
I think it breaks through all those racial barriers on the
On the kids' level.
on the kids level. I think if you grow up in a racially isolated sort of situation, that it tends to make you. I think you have a more limited perspective, and you have a limited awareness as to the diversity that's out there.
What about the value of houses in this area?
Oh boy, the houses are beautiful in the neighborhood. You just can't find older houses like this in the suburbs anywhere.
Well, not that we could afford
No, not that we
in
can
any,
afford. Yeah,
any decade in the near future.
yeah.
Talk about your kids.
When
Under
we
the
moved in,
age
there
of
was
7.
one. Yeah, there was one. No, there were about 4 kids in the block, and there must be. Yeah, there's about 40 of them.
And
Helping, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, we're doing our part. It's part of our community effort, our commitment to the area. Well, we got 3 now, and who knows? We may get cooking on another one. We're enjoying it. I just don't bring it up to her at this point with just us having a child 1 month ago. It's not a good idea.
All right, let's cut it. I want to talk a little bit about what happens in this neighborhood in terms of activities. And the idea that people are always
Speed. Walker. 12.
Yeah, living in the city tends to thrust you together. Okay. Okay. Living in the city, I think, tends to thrust you together. My neighbor is just over in Canada for the day, but whenever she goes, she calls, and I always keep an eye on her house. We have a very close relationship. Whenever I go out, I either call either one of my neighbors, and we'll always keep an eye on each other's place and stuff.
That they were willing to do that kind of thing and to help out without being asked and without being prompted. And that's not unusual. Unfortunately, one of the other block captains' mother died this weekend.
Yeah.
And everyone has been participating in helping out and seeing what they can do. And
In fact, we're having troubles with it because we were going to go over and take a dish over and stuff like that. Well, I guess there's already been so much food volunteered that we're trying to figure out what we can do. So.
Okay, now here's what we're gonna do.
Speed. Mark.
What's it?
talk about what a neighborhood really is about. What's your idea of a neighborhood? What do we mean?
Well, I've been lucky enough to grow up in neighborhoods that were close, but they didn't seem to be very frequent. And it was that people of different ages get along together, and you get to know the people in your neighborhood, and you enjoy spending some time with them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of practical positives about living here too. I know we're talking mostly about the family, but it is awfully convenient to downtown, and also a lot of different directions. It's just real centrally located and gorgeous homes, and we get a lot of pleasure out of the house. So.
Yeah, the house was an important factor for us because we wanted to have a very nice house, and we were just unable to find anything like that. I enjoy working on houses. I moved in here 7 years ago and took a look at the place and said, yeah, this will take me about 3 years to finish. And I've been in here 7 years, and I now take a look at it and say, this will take me about 3 years to finish. But I'm really enjoying it. There's just so much you can do with these houses, with the wet plaster and the leaded glass windows and all the things that they did in the 20s and the 30s, which I think are kind of lost crafts or arts. They're just unable to do them anymore. But the idea of a neighborhood was when I grew up, I tended to know all my neighbors, and I think our society's become a lot more isolated, and I don't see that happening here. I think the same forces that maybe tend to isolate the rest of society has tended to draw and push us together, and that's a real nice aspect.
You see any of this interaction before now, we should just maybe do some cutaways now while they're still sort of in the same positions.
Please, honey.
Yeah, we've got a good block organization. We're block captains with 2 other couples, which is a nice balance because I think it's too much for one person to carry. Also, it's tended to be spread out through the block. We're the block captains down on this end. There's another block captain in the middle of the block, and then the other block captain is down towards the end of the block. But yeah, and I'm the block security chief and hold regular meetings and things like that, discuss security. We do a variety of things around the issues of security. Everybody keeps their front porches light on. Everybody keeps in touch with each other.
Can you talk about the community center and the park that's full of activity too?
We don't. That's North Rosedale.
Oh, well, talk about it anyway.
It's not locked.
And they're talking about how they get out there and they play soccer.
Yeah, well,
they just bring families.
I think we're just about to come into that with our youngest reaching 5, but we haven't had that much exposure to it. But yeah, they've got Rosedale soccer, and there's a theater group of the Rosedale Park Players that puts on a dinner theater nearby.
So what I'd like you to say is there's also the park, which is asset to the neighborhood. You start building that idea.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the
Well,
idea.
you talk about the park and the community center that's a tremendous asset to an area like this. And
Well, I'm sure it is, but what we're saying is we don't get to use it.
you don't get to use it.
No. See, there's two distinct areas. North Rosedale, which is the
They're all over the city. Take, for instance, right next
14.
to us.
Yeah, we're surrounded by, I think, several other interesting areas. Grandmont 1 and Grandmont 2, and North Rosedale is a real pretty area that's got similar organizations. They've also got a large park with a community house there, soccer leagues, just a variety of activities. And yeah, there's a lot of interaction between North Rosedale and Rosedale Park because there's a lot of issues that tend to tie us together, and also with the Grandmonts, the neighboring Grandmonts.
They have a really nice art show every year.
Yeah,
Grandmounts do.
yeah, just a beautiful one.
And we have a parade here every summer. And Boblo excursions and golf excursions and a lot of different activities. So there's a lot going on. And then there's Old Redford, which is developing too. So,
You feel positive about Detroit?
yeah.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Why?
Well, I grew up here in Detroit. I've always loved the city. I really like working downtown. This is an ideal location for me for that reason too. I used to commute 45 minutes to an hour to get from where I was living to work. I thought it was a big waste of time. Now it takes me 15 minutes. It takes Peter 15 minutes in the opposite direction.
What makes you feel positive about the city?
I like the fact that it's not too big, and I think that there's a lot going on for the size city that it is. The restaurants and the different activities.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more recently kind of going on. I think the city's, yeah, there's a variety of new restaurants. The stuff that's happening downtown is very exciting. It's nice to be kind of close to that and be a part of that. But, yeah, even at the neighborhood level, I think that since we've moved in here, I think the houses and tend to, I think, are more well cared for, and the people take a lot of pride in them. So yeah, it's nice what's happening downtown, but it's nice what's happening out in the communities too. There's a variety of just different stores and things, and new businesses opening up all along Grand River.
Mark, and stick. 10 mark. Mark. 15.
Tail marker 15. Ain't going away.
Marker.
Let me see your face.
Mess up, Kelly. Kelly. I don't have to flip.
Don't look at the camera, but play with each other.
Mark. 17.
Hey, John. Put him in the back of the truck. Make him jump in the back of the truck. Oops, sorry. Giant. Let me see Buzz off. Alright.
Nobody look at the camera, okay? Nobody look at the camera. Don't look at the
Don't look, Pat. Don't look, Pat. Come on. I'm ready. Where are they? Oh, man. He's in the truck there. There's Devin. Devin! Hey, man, hold it. Ow! Hey, say bye-bye to Buzz off.
One more pancake. One more pancake. Ready? Go.